All right. Welcome to Bikas Web channel. My name is Bikas and I'm here back again with another video. This video is one of the coding interview video or interview tasks, especially for junior React front-end developer post. So this was recently asked to one of my viewer. He attempted it and he wanted me to also do it. So I am going to do it my way. If I was giving interview, how I would approach this. So this question is super simple. However, it can demonstrate a couple of ideas and skills and understanding of your React and hooks and so on. Okay, so if that sounds cool, if that's what you are looking for, then smash the like button. Also, one humble request: if you are watching my videos, if you enjoy my content, but if you haven't subscribed my channel yet, then I highly recommend you to subscribe my channel. That way it gives me energy and motivation to make new videos, as well as for you it will be beneficial because every time I upload new videos, you will be the first person getting notification. That being said, let's jump into this. Alright, so I will just explain you what this question is. So here it says to do make only 3 items visible at first. So if you see, we have these items and we have to make only 3 items visible, and then we need to have option to show more. So it will show 3 more items. So basically it's almost like those blogs and everywhere, you know, you see a couple of paragraphs and then there is a option to see more, and then you can read all of these steps, almost identical to that. However, a bit different here is whenever you click that show more, it will only show 3 more. So let's say in the beginning we will have 3 items, and then when you click we will see another 3 items, so that will be added, and then it keeps on going there. And then it also says that we have to only show this show more button if there are more items to show. So if there are no items to show, obviously it makes no sense to have that button. So that's the idea, and I'm here in VS Code. This is basically just my React playground, and I assume if you are in this kind of coding exercise, most probably you already have this setup. Also you may be doing in code sandbox and or any other kind of environment. Okay, so I just created this with the create React application. I cleared everything, so we are rendering this test, and this is where I'm doing it. I just had this for my playground. So how are we going to do this? So let's read the question one more time. So we have to show only 3 visible at first. So that means I should be keeping this state as it is. However, we want to have a new state, and that will be visible item, I would say. Okay, and then I will also have set visible items, and that will come from use state of React. Let's also give type, why not? So the type will be string of array, because that's what I can at least see it, so that's good. Initially let's have an empty array, and then instead of doing this items.map, I will do visible items.map. okay, so we don't have anything, and that's okay, because the idea is if we have something here, we will show something. All right, that's good. The next thing is we need to somehow have, okay, so beginning we want to have only 3 items. Okay, so I will create another state, so and that state will be show items or show amount maybe. So this will control, we already have use state, and this will be just number, I guess, and here initially we want 3, so that's what we want. So this is already good. The next is here in visible items, I should be at least having 3 of these in the beginning. And how can we do that? Well, one way I can think of is use effect. So let's have use effect here, and then I need some dependencies, that's for sure. So what I want is I will just say show items or I can also say visible items. That's fine. Actually, I always use this kind of approach. So I just have this underscore. In JavaScript back in the day, it was more about a private variable. However, I use nowadays, so my approach is I don't want to use the same name because I can't, it's const, but I also don't want to give the different name, so I just use underscore there. So what this will be, items dot, I'm gonna do slice. You can do different ways of there are different ways of dealing with this. You can even have length, array.length, or so on. And just remember that we are not mutating the main array. That's why we have this copy of the items actually. So we will always have this saved or stored properly there. And then here, what I want to do is I will say show amount. So what happens with slice is it will start from 0 index. You can also give index here if we want it from 1, but in our case we don't want it. So from 0 index we want it whatever the amount we give. In this case is 3, so we will get from 0, 1 and 2. Okay, and then the next thing is I need to set visible items, and that will be these visible items. Okay, and obviously we are missing something here, and that's items and show amount. So the idea is every time whether item changes, so if someone add, at the moment we don't have here, but if we had like set items here, and if we add more items there, then also this use effect will run. And also if we will have a show amount which we will be changing, then also this will run. Okay, so I can see some problem is happening. Okay, that's good. So now you can see initially we have 3 items. That's good. Now we need to also attach a button. Okay, let's just go here. I have a button and the button says show more. That's good. So every time we click this, we want to show more items. Okay, so on click, I'm just gonna do directly something here. So you can do set show amount, and what you can do is this can be show amount. So show amount, that means whatever it is now plus 3. This is one way you can do it. However, there is also a better way. I don't know if that's a better way. There is a previous state, so we can just say current state or previous state, and then you can do state plus 3. So what it means is whatever it is in the current, it will take that and then it will add 3 on that. So now if we save it, we should be actually close to what we wanted to do. Okay, so we see 3 more items. That's good. We see more items. That's good. We see more items. That's good. We see more item. That's good. Okay, so the idea is almost there, but we are here. Only show the button if there are items to show. Okay, so let's think a bit. So when do we want this button to show? We want to show this if whatever we are rendering is less than whatever the total amount of items here. Okay, so that means what we want is whatever these visible items, that's what we are rendering, as long as this item is not equal to or lower than the actual items, that's good. Okay, so let's go here and let's do a conditional rendering. So visible items dot length, if that is lower than normal items dot length, if that's the case, that's when we want this. All right, let's see. Okay, so we have Apple book, we have pen, we have one more, we have one more, and that's it. So now that button is no more visible. That's good. What if already in the beginning we don't have this? Okay, so if we have only 3 items, it's not visible already in the beginning. However, let's try if we have 4 items. Okay, so it's visible, it shows one more, and it's done. I think that's all we needed to do, because we have items, 3 items here. We also have options to show more, and it will show 3 more items each time the button is pressed. That's good. And we are only showing the button if there are more items to show. Okay, so I think this is all what this question wanted us to do it. And now if we want to review how many things we actually did here. So we already have this concept here, slice. So either you use slice or you use indexing or find index, or however you do the limiting. Your interviewer understands that you know how to actually get only the amount of items from array. Okay, so you need to have that idea. That's one thing. Another thing is you have a pretty solid understanding of at least this use state, and also some idea of use effect, because in our case we are using use effect. Obviously if it will be a class based component, then maybe you would have some different way of setter or so on. However, this is a functional component, so you are understanding use state and you are understanding use effect. So that's important thing. And we also understand about how the dependency work, how setting or having or not having these dependencies affect. For example, if I wouldn't have a show amount here, and if I would save it, and if I click it, so if you click here, nothing happens, because although we are actually setting things here. For example, I can show you, let's just go here and say show amounts, and then we have show amounts. Okay, so we have 3. Now if I add it, it becomes 6. If I do it, it becomes 9. If I do it, it becomes 12, and then we have 15, and that's it. I mean, it keeps on adding it, but obviously we don't have that many items. So you see that we are actually adding 3 on top of it. However, our list is not re-rendered, because we are actually not telling this use effect to do that. But now when we have it and we add, and it just shows it. So this also shows your idea of how use effect works. And obviously there is also one more thing in use effect, and that is return. So if you have something that you want to clear when this component unmounts, then you have to also use that. However, this was not asked in the question, but there can be some follow-up, you know. Usually even the question looks super simple, there is always reason why this kind of questions are asked, and interviewer are trying to understand your thinking process. So whenever you are solving this kind of thing, even if you know the answer, if you are confident about it, the most important thing there is how do you communicate, how do you talk your thinking process, and are you that kind of person who is just completely silent and then only solving everything, and then when you are done you are just saying okay, here it is, or you are the person like who wants to talk about it, so why you need it, if you make a mistake, how do you make a mistake, if you are googling, what are you googling, and so on. Anyway, this was a simple, but I hope it was useful for you. Most importantly, if you are preparing for your next front-end interview question, then now you have some idea. I will be making more videos in future regarding how to prepare your interviews and so on, and also other front-end and full stack related videos. For that, if you wanna get a notification, then definitely you have to subscribe my channel and also hit that bell notification icon. I will see you in next videos. Until then, keep coding. Bye bye.